have the
Do you
same.
have a thumbnail for that?
I do. Yeah, the thumbnail's already on here. Hopefully, people will start joining soon. Okay.
Do you want me to go get yours?
Yeah, go get my
Where is
stick.
it?
It's over there.
Okay.
And the cord is, the kids have the
Oh, they
cord.
just took the cord. I'll
So
go get it.
I'm going to need it back. All right. So hopefully this is a lot better. It's behind the sign. Hopefully this is a lot better and folks can join in soon.
Is no one joining yet?
Yeah, we have one person at the moment. Hello. Steve and Pandora, good to see you. Just give us a moment while we get everything set up here on the phone. Oh, good. Lots of people popping back up over here. I'm getting everything set up on my phone. I thought I'd try my laptop again. Now I'm reminded, why I don't do my laptop. And let's go ahead and just this up. We pivot, twist and pivot, didn't work. Now we're switching to this. Should be all good. Just one moment as Amy's getting the cord so that we can plug in. And then I have to open the stream on my laptop to read the comments. Because yes, it's charging. Because the comments, so why I tried to do it on the laptop is because the comments on the iPhone, they always disappear. So I have to have my laptop open. Well, that's why I'm saying. They disappear too quickly, they're too small, that sort of thing. So I always have to open it up on my laptop anyway. So I just thought, well, let's try live streaming on the laptop for once. Did not work. Okay.
But why are the comments so
I don't
wacky?
Know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It looks like it's working fine. Let me know if the video is working now. Is there no lag? Are we coming across clear? That's what I want to know. David, especially if you're watching, go ahead and text me. David is one of my friends, and he is a moderator here on the channel for our live streams. So feel free to go ahead and text me, Dave.
They said it's better.
Okay. Everyone else is saying it's much better. No lag. Fantastic.
I don't know why our comments are...
For some reason, the comments are all jumbled up on the screen, but I have my laptop open here on my lap, so if I'm looking down, that's why. Picture quality is much, much better on my phone, too, than on my laptop. So that's good. And that's if you have good picture. For some reason,
he said the quality is a little pixelated.
The quality's a little pixelated?
Whatever.
Well... At least we have a live stream going. Okay. Hey, Jeff. Good to see you. I thought you weren't going to be able to make it, Jeff. Jeff is one of our long-time live stream. Yeah, Lisa's on here too. Long-time subscribers and long-time live chat members. Always good to see the regulars. Anthony, he's back too. I see him. CKLO, good to see you. Oh, as well, Mrs. White. Lots of names I'm recognizing, so thank you guys for joining us and hanging out with us here. Jace, just a quick shout out to Kara and Aaron and Brandon and so many more popping up in the chat. Good to see all of you and excited to do a live stream again. I actually told Amy, I said, I'm looking forward to this one. We haven't done it in like 6 months, and that's just been because our kids are getting older. And that means...
we can do it while they're still awake.
Well, I was thinking mostly after-school activities have been taking up a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
That's
mostly on me, not you.
No, I know. A lot of our evenings are taken up with different things. So, but doing a live stream again, I thought it was about time. And we just thought we'd have some fun with the live. So... Questions. Go ahead and drop them in the chat. Jen says, I'll be bringing my parents for the holidays in just a few days, starting on November 11th. Awesome. We're going to be there November 12th. So the holidays started Disneyland on November 10th. Unfortunately...
We used to always go that day, and then Disney had to go and block us out.
Unfortunately, the Amy's pass level is blocked, and she even upgraded this year.
We even upgraded, and we still got blocked out. Like, seriously.
Even upgraded, and our pass level is still blocked. So, we are going on... Let me just push this up here a little bit so it doesn't look like it's going to fall.
Why would you click that?
What is that?
I don't know.
The chat button?
That's what I was wondering.
No, that's just something
Okay.
else.
I just wasn't sure if I would fix that thingy.
So we're going on November 12th. That's when we're going to be there. That's when we're going to do our
Christmas
food
food.
video. So all the Christmas foods, we're going to try to do both Disneyland and DCA in the same day. And that means Disneyland's food video should be out on Monday the 13th, and DCA's should be out on Wednesday the 15th. That's going to be the plan for
all
food.
the gingerbread cookies.
What are the worst days to go to the parks during the holiday season?
Christmas.
After
Christmas.
So probably the actual holidays themselves, like Thanksgiving Day, Christmas
I've heard
Day.
Christmas Day's not too bad though.
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Didn't you go Christmas Eve once here?
No,
It was like
we
wall to
went the
wall?
day after, 3 days after Christmas.
Oh,
we went
okay.
like the 27th or 28th, and it was a nightmare. But that was also back before they like had reservations, and we actually got locked out of Disneyland for a bit. We had hopped to DCA, and we tried hopping back, and they were at capacity and wouldn't let us hop back.
So it's possible that with the reservation system in place, that the parks won't get as crowded as they used to be on the holidays. Oh, that's a good question. Could just be our internet. Again, just can you guys check in and let us know whether well, I'm still seeing comments come through. So I'm just assuming
that's us.
I'm just assuming that that it's freezing on my screen is my laptop problem and not for you guys. Any advice? Oh, it just went off the screen here. So there's a lot of comments coming in, and I'm so glad that we have lots of comments. But it also means that
Can't scroll up.
It should be able to. There's just so many comments coming in that it's like resetting beforehand. What is the best time to go? During the holidays or just in general? During the holidays, our favorite time to go
is the beginning of December.
Beginning to middle of December. We always go the Thursday that our kids get out of school, which this year happens to be December 14th. We'll also be going on Friday the 15th. Usually when we go that time, like the park is perfect. It's, like a week or two before Christmas, but I don't know. That's just when we usually go during the holidays. If you can't
go during the holidays, honestly, go in the summer. I know it sounds counterproductive, but so many pass levels are blocked out in the summer that it's usually actually not too bad. And David, thank you. He is, if you see replies from Big Red, he is trying to help respond to comments. So some of you guys might get replies in the comments, not necessarily from us, but he is trying to help us answer your questions too. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, David. Big Red Journeys. He is really awesome in the chat, so he'll hopefully answer the questions that we missed. Lots and lots of questions coming in. Is it going to be busy Veterans Day weekend? So Amy's pass level is blocked out, which means one of two things. It could mean that Disney is expecting such heavy crowds that they decided to block out pass members because they want to limit who's in the park. Or because every pass except for Inspire is blocked out, you might actually find that it's not so bad.
On Veterans Day?
On Veterans Day and the day before, that Friday and the 10th and the 11th. Because during July this year, every single Saturday, the Believe key was blocked out, but Inspire key was still allowed. And I went those Saturdays in July, and when only the highest level of Magic Key was available, those days were actually like amazing. Like the park was far less crowded than I'm used to, especially for a Saturday. Yeah. So it could go either way. It could.
But it's also the first weekend of Christmas stuff, so it could be busy.
Do I have plans to visit any new parks? Any in North California? Generally, we stick with Southern California. We are going to Legoland this Saturday. So we haven't been to Legoland for the last 2 months, primarily because of Brick or Treat. We can only go on Saturdays. It's only the time that we have to go. And Brick or Treat has been going on every Saturday, and so Amy's and the kids' passes are blocked out for Brick or Treat. But since Brick or Treat will be over, we're all going to Legoland this weekend. I know that we'll be going to SeaWorld for the start of their Christmas season, Legoland for the start of their Christmas season in November as well. I do plan to go back to Universal at some point for their Christmas season. When, I don't know, because it'll just be me. We're hoping to get everybody passes in the new
we're
year.
Not doing it until like
but yeah, not until like
spring.
till March or something like that. So we mostly stick with the Southern California parks. We have not been to Magic Mountain yet.
That's not really NorCal either.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm talking about other parks that we haven't
yeah.
been to because they asked if we're going to any new parks. At some point, there's a Mattel park going to be opening in Arizona, and
yeah.
I hope to go to that. I just don't know when it's going to open.
I don't think they've announced a date yet.
Yeah, but
fix our frozen.
I don't know. Don't worry about it. We can
just
still read the
refresh
comments.
them?
I can still read the comments. Is Legoland mostly for kids? Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
I would say ages 3 through 13
Yeah.
is like the good range.
Once you get older than 13, there are some rides you can't actually ride anymore.
You're too big.
You're too big for them. You're too old.
But there's some rides you have to be 4 years old for.
And I definitely would not go to Legoland without kids. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts. What rides do you recommend in either California Adventure or Disneyland?
All of them?
All of them. I like that. That's a good response. My favorite ride in Disneyland is always going to be Space Mountain. It's back open. I got to ride it today. I was at Disneyland today, by the way, filming a couple of videos. And I love Space Mountain, so that's always going to be my favorite. Rise of the Resistance is awesome, but it's individual lightning lanes, so it's not on regular Genie Plus. Indiana Jones is a good one.
Did we get stuck again, or is that because our computer?
What? Oh yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
I think we're fine. I'll refresh while I'm answering this question. Over in DCA, we love Incredicoaster, and I love Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Amy, not so much. Do you have a better one?
Soarin'.
And
Trying to think. Man, I just like the small rides over there, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
He hates the swings. I love the swings. Incredicoaster, that would probably be our top one. I also enjoy riding Spider-Man. I know a lot of people hate Spider-Man. I am? Okay. Why? But I like the Spider-Man ride. I know it gets a lot of hate, but we really enjoy it. The Traver did beat me this last time we went. He redeemed himself.
She usually is the one that beats me.
No, James, like, almost beat me this last time. Like, on one of the levels, you know, like, it has 4 different levels to give you your total score. And James actually beat both of us on one of the levels. We were shocked.
Pandora likes the Spider-Man ride too. Hello, I'm excited for the holidays. I work on costumes for the park, and a lot of exciting things are coming. DCA is about to get a lot of new entertainment. That's awesome.
Does that mean something's coming to the Hyperion again?
I hope
because
so.
I missed Rogers. I was so annoyed. The one day we went up in the summer was a Sunday or something, and they didn't have showings on, like, whatever day of week it was. I was like, no. I think it was a Sunday. I was so annoyed.
Mystery guest said web slingers is a secret workout.
Oh, it is.
It is.
It is.
Your arms are tired when you get off that ride. Churro says we're going for the holidays. Any tips for getting pictures with our toddler? Any secret place for nice pics?
Makes silly faces behind the photographer.
Yeah, it's so hard with younger kids. Yeah. I know that Benjamin for the longest time was terrified of Chewbacca. This big hairy guy monster thing. He didn't like Chewbacca for the longest time. But
I was about to say, you take videos instead of pictures.
Oh yes,
too.
Actually, that's a really good tip.
And then you screenshot them.
Thank you for reminding me that I do that. I almost never take still photos. I just record video. And then what you can do is you can scroll back through your video, like keep it paused and just scroll through the video. When you find the perfect frame, just screenshot your screen and there you have your photo. And now it's the still of exactly the right moment. Because kids are so hard to get looking at the screen or smiling that, you know, if you're not taking the entire like 30-second interaction, it's easy to miss.
That doesn't help anything.
I know. Why does Disneyland not do after hours for Christmas like Disney World does? That's a really good question.
Maybe because we have so much stuff that they just want everybody to enjoy, like Small World and all of that they just decide not to make it an exclusive
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because Disney World's more travelers that are coming there, and Disneyland is more of a locals thing. So maybe they, like Amy said, they just want Disneyland to be more available to everybody. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. Um, I know I think they used to. Didn't they used to? Or was that always just Disney World and over here?
No, just Disney World.
Marco says, just want to say your tips are always super helpful. Took my wife to Disney for the first time in September, and we were able to do the mountain challenge and Winnie the Pooh before 8:45 a.m. That is awesome. So excited to hear that. Thank you for sharing. If you're only in DCA for one day, should you buy the extra Lightning Lane ticket for Radiator Springs Racers?
If you can't single rider it. Like if you're with little kids who are not old enough to single rider it, then yes, I would consider it. If you are all over the age of 7, then just single rider it and save your like $16 a person or whatever it is.
We've offered a couple of different thoughts on riding Radiator in a couple of our videos. The first option is that you can rope drop it. You will be in a massive crowd unless you're the first one in the park, or you have early entry. So this is a nice little hack if you're staying at a Disneyland hotel. That you can get early entry, which lets you into like Hollywoodland, Adventures Campus. I even think it lets you into Cars Land just at like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree and Luigi's. Radiator Springs Racers isn't open though, but because you're in the land, you can actually be at the front of the line when Rope Drop releases. So that's a really great strategy for being at the front of the line. The other option is that you would show up at 7:30 when they open the gates, and you're at the very front of the rope drop crowd. That way, when the big massive herd gets released, you're at the front of that one. Otherwise, single rider, like Amy says, or either wait an hour, which for us, 50 minutes was what it was posted at the last time we went.
75.
Turned into 75. And that's happened to us more than once. I wish I could say it was an isolated
Like
incident.
to say we are counting down the days till Benjamin turns 7,
Yes.
which is a really long way away still.
A year.
And
then we're all going to single rider.
Then we're all going to just keep single ridering it to our heart's content.
Is it hard to get virtual queues for World of Color? No, not really.
No, just don't set a timer, because there was one time we were trying to get it and, well, not necessarily trying, but thinking about getting it. Forgot about it and they were out. But I think it was like an hour or two later. So just set an alarm for, I think it's noon that they drop.
Yeah.
And do that.
So Ninja World asks, how good is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for kids?
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's really great for kids. It's pretty tame. I don't even think it has a height requirement. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I really enjoy the ride. It's one of my favorite of the newer attractions that they've brought. I loved it when it was in Disney World, and I'm so excited that they brought it here. It just moved off of individual Lightning Lane a few weeks ago, and now it is in the regular Genie Plus service. So if you have Genie Plus for the day, you have access to Mickey and Minnie's now without paying the extra fee. So that is a really awesome change that's come to Genie Plus. I'm going to be mentioning that and a couple of other things in an upcoming video that's going to do a recap on all the news that we heard in October. I don't usually do news here on the channel just because
so many other people
cover news, and I feel like I'm like the 20th person to mention it. So maybe you guys don't care whenever I get around to it or whatever. But I thought a recap might be nice. Looking back at the month of October, and here's all the news that we learned about, and then my reaction to that news. That's a video that's coming up later on this week. Hi, Jessica says, I'm going to Disneyland in November, and I'm wondering if I should watch the Christmas parade at 3 or 6. Which one is less crowded? Personally, I like the 6. It's actually 3:30 and 6:30.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay.
according to their events calendar. So I prefer the 6:30 just because it's dark. It's the only reason. It's got a lot of really nice lights in the parade. I like it to be dark. It's Christmas, want Christmas lights.
As far as crowds, It depends on the day. If it's a hot day, then the later one will be more crowded than the earlier one because people don't want to sit in the sun. But if it's a cold day, I mean, it really doesn't make any difference. We have had so many different weather issues with Disneyland over Christmas time. We have gone once in November when it was 95 degrees for the start of Christmas. And we have gone to Disneyland during one of those days after the kids got out of school break, and the high was 47 for the day. So, I mean, the weather can be all over the place. So it kind of depends on that for which parade will be more crowded than the other.
Chris asks, is Genie Plus worth getting in DCA? So that's actually one of the other things that I've talked about in an upcoming video. And one of the changes to Lightning Lane, the first one was Mickey and Minnie's. The second one is that they are adding Little Mermaid to Lightning Lane, which is, yeah, a bit of a bummer. A bit of a bummer. And real quick, thank you, Rick, for the super chat. I will answer your question in just a minute here. They only had 8 rides on Genie Plus for DCA prior to this. Now they're moving it up to 9. Whenever they get around to adding Little Mermaid, it's still not on it yet. They haven't announced a date for it either. They just said that it'll be coming. There's only 18 rides at DCA, so 9 out of 18, that's half, will be on Lightning Lane. Then they have Radiator Springs Racers, which is individual Lightning Lane. That leaves just 8 attractions that aren't on Genie
I was
Plus.
going to say, if you watch not our most recent video, but our latest DCA video, we did almost everything in DCA on an Oogie Boogie day where the park closes at 6, and we did everything but I think 4 rides without Genie Plus.
I think it's possible to do DCA without Genie Plus.
It would. So if you want more time though to like slowly take your way around the park, enjoy the scenery, probably sit down longer for meals, stuff like that, then I would recommend getting it because then you can take it at a really leisure pace. Yep. However, you can do the whole park without it.
Real quick before I get to Rick's question, Michael just asked real quick, are you friends with Fresh Baked and Provost Park Pass? Yes. Provost Park Pass more than Fresh Baked, just because I've had a lot of interactions
with Amanda
with Amanda more than Chris. I've actually gotten together with Amanda. We spent a whole evening at Magic Kingdom together in Walt Disney World, with some other people from Getaway today as well. But so we've spent some time with them, spent some time with Chris as well. I did go through the Stranger Things haunted house at Universal with David from Fresh Baked, and we got to chatting quite a bit during that time, and he said that, you know, he was aware of who we are. He's been following our videos on the channel, and so it was really great just to get to meet him and talk with him. He's also with Getaway, so we do overlap in a few events sometimes, but yeah, we know both of them. Rick's question. Can you do a video showing... Oh, now I just went off the screen. Can you do a video showing other things there are to do around Disney on your park off days and how to get there, walking, restaurants, mall? Oh, yeah. That's actually a really great suggestion. I will add it right now while we're talking about it. I'm going to add it to my list of video ideas here. Things to do on your off day. That is an excellent question. We can talk about what's in downtown Disney specifically, what's available there. The Garden Walk, which is just a short walk away.
There's places, I mean, it wouldn't be really an off day unless you like did a split stay, but Great Wolf Lodge is just down the street.
Can you pay for just the water park there, or do you have to stay?
But it's like the same, it's like an outrageous cost. Like, you might as well stay there. Or, like, you might as well do your Disney stay and then go check into Great Wolf at the end of the week, or start off at Great Wolf.
You may not want to go to a water park though on your off day. Kind of the idea of your off day is to rest. Yeah. So probably mostly talking about downtown Disney and the Garden Walk.
There are beaches nearby, so we'll have to research those.
But yes, definitely can consider that.
I know people drive up to Buena Park and go to Porto's Bakery. Mm-hmm. Like, we're getting one in downtown Disney eventually, but who knows when?
So this is actually a really great time to mention the news that we wanted to share with you all. And that is that we have launched a new feature on YouTube. We have launched a YouTube membership. So you can become a member of the channel. And what that is it's just a way that if you're interested in providing a monetary donation as a thank you for all the tips, or you want to support the channel in other ways besides just, hitting the like button. And thank you, Adam. That is awesome. Thank you for the super chat. I will get to answering your question here in just a minute, but you can join memberships, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you a member badge that makes it easier for us to see your comments. So I try to respond to every comment on our videos, but as we get more and more viewers, what happens is it gets really hard to respond to everybody. And sometimes I don't even see them. We get so many comments now that YouTube doesn't tell me about every single one of them. So members will get priority replies to comments because YouTube will make sure that they show me those comments. Additionally, you'll have custom emojis that you guys can use in the comments.
You made a couple, didn't you?
In the live chats, yeah. They're all Disney food. So we're talking, we've got a churro and a Dole Whip
Pretzel,
and Mickey Macaron and those sorts of things. Or not Mickey Macaron, just a macaron in general. I couldn't do anything Mickey themed because of copyright issues, but there'll also be some special community posts. And if we get enough people that join the memberships, we'll start doing these live streams a lot more often. And that's, something that we can do towards that. And like I said, it's just a way to support the channel. So how do you join if you want to join? Well, it looks like Emily just joined. I didn't even tell you how, and you did. So thank you. That's awesome. I am going to drop a link in the video chat here where you can join. You can also check out, I'm going to be putting this link. Oh, I don't know. Okay, did it go through? It looks like it did.
And you said it starts what?
It's $5 a month is what it is. It's a $5. It's kind of like, how some YouTube creators have a Patreon. We don't have a Patreon. This is kind of like that, if you will. It's all on the YouTube platform though. So you don't have to leave the YouTube platform. You don't have to go sign up for Patreon. It's all right here. If you have a YouTube account, you can become a member of the channel. And so we absolutely appreciate each and every one of you guys and hope that you will consider joining and becoming a member. And it's still the easiest way to support the channel is to smash the like button, give it a good thumbs up, this video as well as every video that you watch, and commenting. Why? Because a like tells YouTube that you found it helpful and that somebody else might as well, which means they will then show our video to more people, maybe who had never discovered us before. So that is still always helpful, and we greatly appreciate a like on every video that you watch if you think about it.
Yeah, Mrs. White, this would be kind of similar to, and ask if you to buy me a coffee. When I asked Trevor earlier, how much are the memberships? He's like, oh, it's only $5 a month. That is less than a coffee at Starbucks a month. Yeah. So, yes, if you're asking about, buy a cup of coffee instead of buying coffee, you can join our membership for less than it costs for a cup of coffee.
So going back to Adam's question, what do I need to know about Veterans Day weekend in Disneyland and DCA? Well,
Christmas stuff starts.
Christmas food starts, that's yes.
Probably the biggest one.
That is, and the Christmas Fantasy Parade. Yes. The Christmas Fantasy Parade begins on...
Small World Holiday.
Small World Holiday begins on November 10th.
And the Treehouse is opening, too.
The Treehouse is open on November 10th. And additionally, they're kicking off a new fireworks show, Believe in Magic or something like that. So there'll be a special firework presentation that's kicking off in Disneyland on November 10th. To my knowledge, the only thing over at DCA is going to be Christmas food. There'll be special Christmas food.
And a couple overlays on rides.
And Mater's and Luigi's will both get Christmas overlays. They're
the only two?
I think they're the only two.
Okay.
So that's the only thing really that's going on for Christmas over there, to my knowledge. I don't believe there's any changes to World of Color. It'll still be World of Color 1, as far as I'm aware.
Don't they make a Christmas one?
Maybe they do.
We'll
you can look it up on your phone right now.
Give me a sec.
So perfect. David just joined membership. Awesome. Thank you, David. We greatly appreciate that. Michelle, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. The comment was, thank you for your entertaining and informational videos. I do this for you guys. I
World
love
of Color, Season of Light.
Okay, so we do have a special World of Color coming, November 10th. World of Color Season of Light. I love making these videos for you guys. I don't know if we've shared this on the channel before. Maybe we did, but long before we had a YouTube channel, Amy actually signed up with like one of those Disney vacation planning groups because we love.
We like planning.
We
stuff.
love planning.
We like planning more than we go. Like going. I mean, we do like going, but
I do. I look forward to planning my trip kind of more than I. As she said, we still love being at like Walt Disney World, but we're starting the planning for Walt Disney World for next May, which is when we're going, and the planning phase is more exciting.
It's getting so hard though because we have so many places we want to go to now, but still only the same amount of time when we go because we only go for about a week and a half, and trying to decide what places we prioritize over others is getting so difficult now. Oh, and Veterans Day weekend, please buy the gingerbread cookies.
Ooh,
the Mickey
yes.
shaped ones, not the Mickey head. There'll be 2 different ones. Both still taste good, but the ones shaped like full-size Mickey, oh my goodness, they're so good.
They're at the Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe, the Mickey gingerbread that you cannot pass up. They have a limit on like how many you can buy.
No,
but I think it's like per transaction, so just buy it multiple times if you have to.
We might be doing that.
It is really, really a great time. Christmas is our favorite time of year, and everything kicks off November 10th. So Veterans Day weekend is going to be awesome.
I think it also helps we have so many birthdays in that time too.
Well, we do, yeah. We have a lot of birthdays. My birthday, my mom's birthday.
My birthday.
Your birthday is actually the last day of the Christmas season this year, but so, oh, is that the only place to get them? I guess we're talking about the gingerbread.
No. You can also get them at the cart in the Grand Californian Hotel, I believe. However, they cost more there. Why, I don't know. Probably because it's not in the park. And then I feel like there's a place in DCA that you can get them. But I think that might be the other one. So, like, one of the food stands for Festival of the Holidays, I believe, has gingerbread cookies. But I want to say it's just the Mickey head ones, not the full-size ones. I think Jolly Holiday is the only place you can get the full-size ones. Whereas Red Rose and the food stand and DCA will have the Mickey head ones, which they still taste good, guys. So like if you can't get the ones from Jolly Holiday, at least
they sold out.
They either sold out or you're just not in that park. Still get the other ones. They still taste amazing. They're just not quite as good as the others. The
one from Jolly Holiday is the best, though. There is a difference. It's a very noticeable difference. Where we are at, whoops, sorry, that comment just went off. I was starting to read one and it just disappeared. We are at Disney Grand Californian in March. We'll be returning next October. However, we are doing the Disneyland Hotel. I hope it lives up to the Grand Cali. I've never actually stayed at any on-site hotels, so I can't really tell you. I do know that I love the look of the Grand Californian better than any of the other hotels. The Grand California, especially the lobby. Oh, I just love to go in there and just sit and just listen to the lobby.
Lobby that I think trumps them all was Aulani.
Aulani's lobby
lobby was
not necessarily their lobby. I think it's more the view from the lobby.
The view from the lobby. You like walk in and it's completely like open aired end, and you can just see straight into the ocean. Like.
David says Indiana Jones closes November 27th through the 30th. We're planning to go then, considering moving one of our 5 days to the 26th. Is it worth it? If Indiana Jones is a high priority for you, then yeah, try to move it to be able to go. I think Indiana Jones is a great ride. It's probably in my top 5 rides at Disneyland.
It also breaks a lot, though.
It does break a lot, though. So that's the toss-up. The reason why it's closing is that this is actually a regular annual maintenance period. They close for 5 days to touch it up for the bulk of the Christmas season to come in December, because they know that that's when most people are going to be coming. And so, from what I read, this happens every year. And Credit Coaster is doing the same thing. And Credit Coaster is closing for those same days that Indiana Jones is closing. And it's just like touch-ups to hopefully get it through the Christmas season. Let's see the next question. At Disney World, the gingerbread tastes different depending on where you go. Is that the same as Disneyland?
Probably.
I mean, yeah, just kind of like what we were just saying, that the two different gingerbreads in Disneyland Park, one is at Red Rose and one is at Jolly Holiday, and they do taste different. They're a different consistency. The one at the Red Rose is a little bit harder. The one at Jolly Holiday is a little bit softer. They still taste like gingerbread, but
they still taste. See, now you're making me hungry.
I'm making you hungry.
We tried. One of my friends and I. We tried like recreating the recipe last year. Epic failure. Like we just could not figure it out. What? Saw the comments are just stacked.
Yeah, the comments are stacked on the phone. I'm seeing colors, and I'm trying to figure out, like, you know.
Do you want me to pull it up on my phone?
Yeah, you can if you want.
Can I try? Will it mess it up?
No, I don't think so. Rick asks again, where do people get the Disneyland news other than SoCal? I know there are people who find out about new merch drops or food drops, etc. I mean, where I see it is usually Instagram. I think, is that where you usually see it?
Yeah, I see Instagram.
When news drops, like about new merch or new changes or new
either
like,
that,
all that sort of
or
stuff.
I want to say like blog sites like Theme Park Tourist. There's a couple others on
Disney
like,
Parks
Facebook.
blog usually mentions
Disney Parks
stuff,
blog,
don't they?
like I never take anything for certain until I see Disney post it usually. But you know, usually things will post on Instagram around the same time though. Yeah, I think things are just kind of stacking weird because I'm not seeing any, like, we're not missing anything.
It's just old comments that for some reason haven't gone away and stacked on top of other things. What did it say?
Scruffy Nerf Herder.
Scruffy Nerf Herder. I love the username. Angel says, have we considered going to Six Flags Magic Mountain? We have.
We're waiting till the kids get older.
We're waiting, mostly until Benjamin is at 48. I think once Benjamin's 48 inches, we'll consider going up there. James should be tall enough to ride everything by then, and only the biggest coasters will be unavailable to Benjamin. It's mostly what we're waiting for. He's very close. Oh, he's very close.
But he also is a terrified, like, he's like me and a scaredy cat on most rides, so...
What we're going to do is we're going to take him on Incredicoaster first, and if he can handle Incredicoaster without freaking out, then we'll consider going to Magic Mountain.
Incredicoaster's tame compared to Magic
Mountain. No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if Benjamin
I won't even ride half the stuff at Magic Mountain.
If he can't even handle Incredicoaster,
no
I don't want to bother taking him to Magic Mountain. Not a Christmas planning question. Sean asks, we are planning a trip from Australia. What's the best time of year to go to Disneyland for low crowds? So my favorite times to go are going to be January and February and August and September. So January and February is the off season between Christmas and spring break.
And that's hit or miss with the weather.
The only downside is that it's the wetter season, so it could be rainy. It's going to be cold.
It probably will be rainy.
Next year's El Nino. It could be colder, and so the temperatures. Now, you guys are going to be coming from summer, so it might be like a shock to your system to come to
cold.
Yeah, it's suddenly come to cold. We're not talking. So just to translate it for you guys, it will never dip below 0 Celsius, but expect it to be floating in the like 4 to 6 range during the colder months. But yeah, it'll be cold. Then
a high of maybe like 16 if you're lucky.
For you guys, I would say August and September, because then you get to leave your cold months. You get to leave them behind and come to our warm months. And August is fantastic because a lot of schools start to go back mid-August. And our kids go back mid-August. And then mid-August to about mid-September, you get that weird limbo where a lot of families don't want to pull their kids out of school like the first week of school. And so we just noticed that there are lower crowds from mid-August to mid-September. And it's warmer at that time, like 90 degrees here. What would that translate to? 30, 35, something like that Celsius. It's been a while since we've had to use Celsius.
21 is 71, 16 is 61. That's like...
Yeah, that's all we remember.
40 is hot.
16 is 61, and 21 is 71.
And 40,
that's all we
and 40
remember.
is miserable.
Yeah, 40 is miserable.
That's like all I remembered.
We did live in Australia for a year, so we're used to the temperatures to a certain degree. Kara says they're in the 20s Fahrenheit this week. Oh, yeah, we're not that cold.
I was about to say Utah was that cold this morning. I was being a wimp this morning, guys. It was 48 degrees when I went to school this morning with the kids, and I felt like I was gonna freeze.
Jeffrey asks, with 4-day park hoppers, how would you split the park reservations? I wish the reservation system would go away. You and me both. I do not like the reservation system.
Start 2 days in each park if you have 4 days and a hopper.
So here's the thing that you can do. Yeah, I would say just do 2 days in each park. Just to, yeah, because you can always hop. But just do 2 days in each park. And if you feel like after your DCA day, your first DCA day, like, oh man, we did everything, we really don't want to go back into DCA, you should be able to move the reservation. Excuse me.
Well, maybe if they're on a regular ticket reservation, that's different than the pass holder reservation.
No, I know, but they may open up reservations the night before. That does happen. So, and worst case scenario, you tough it out in DCA till 11, and then you hop over, you know. But I think it's just an easy thing just to do 2 days in each park. That way, you know, you've got that down. How would I arrange it?
1, 2, 1, 2.
No, I know, but how would you set it up? Would you start in DCA, and that way you end on Disneyland?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, if you do DCA, Disneyland, DCA, Disneyland, or would you
do Disneyland, DCA, DCA, Disneyland?
2 days of DCA in a row?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's her suggestion.
That's my thought.
It's warm here in Hawaii. Christmas at Aulani. I wish.
Yeah, let's go back.
I would love to come. How many days of the year do you spend at a Disney park? At least once a week. That's usually for me. Yeah. That's usually how we arrange it. The kids and Amy usually come twice a month. That's how we do it with them, and then I'm there by myself on the off week. And so at least once a week. I'm hardly ever there more than 1 day in a week. It's occasional, it does happen, but like in December, we're going to be there the 14th and 15th. And then in September, I was there for 3 straight days because of Oogie Boogie and Tiana's Palace and lots of things opening up. I just got a hotel up there, and I was there for 3 straight days. So it does happen that I'm there more than once, but usually just once a week. And then we also tend to go to Walt Disney World, or Aulani has officially made it into the rotation. We are going back there.
At some point.
You know, we'll be going to Walt Disney World for, I think, 7 or 8 park days in May. We'll also be visiting Universal Studios while we're out there. So a couple of things that we do while we're out there. Do you have another job, or is this your full-time job? Great segue question from what we're just talking about. It's not my full-time job, but my other income source is also a self-employed business, which means that I have flexibility to go into the park as often as I need to or can. You know, I can just, like I was in there today. So even though it's a Monday, Amy had work. Amy works at our kids' school. The kids had school, but I went up there today to get some filming done. And so that was my once for the week. I'm not going again until next Tuesday, November 7th.
We're not going till the 12th.
Yeah, Amy and the kids aren't going again until November 12th. It's just the way that the schedule worked out and things like that. But great question. I actually get that question a lot. I am hoping within the next year that YouTube will become the sole income source for us, because my other one it's on the downtrend, if you will. It was doing fantastic like 2 years ago. and it helped me make the switch to full self-employed rather than having like a regular 9 to 5 job and only being able to go places on weekends. So I'm so thankful that that other income stream made me be able to make the jump. But it is not dying, but it's definitely not doing as well as it used to. Thankfully, the channel has picked up quite a bit, and and that's all because of you guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for commenting when you comment. We greatly appreciate you guys. And
yeah, if you haven't hit the like button on this, go ahead and hit the like button.
say it again. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Just because, yeah, it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for always watching every video. You know, we were actually concerned for a while when we started transitioning into this sort of Disneyland planning phase, that people stop watching as soon as their trips were over. You know, you have your trip in September, and then, you know, oh, well, my trip is over. I no longer need SoCal Disney Dad and his advice. But what I've been seeing from a lot of you in the comments is that you're continuing to watch so that you continue to get your Disney fix even after you're gone. And I understand that because the Disney blues is real, and you just need your Disney fix. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I live near Anaheim? No. No, that's why it's once a week. If I live near Anaheim, I would probably, instead of... so my ideal, I mean, we're never going to move to Anaheim because our life is here. We're in San Diego. We're never going to move to Anaheim. But the ideal scenario would be like, I could just go into the park for an hour or two, film what I need, and then, you know, go home. My house is 10 minutes away, and I could edit and, you know, put the video out. That's not what happens for me. I live an hour and a half away. So anytime I go to Disneyland, it is a huge commitment because I have to do 3 hours of driving, an hour and a half up, an hour and a half back, and that is without traffic. If there is traffic, oh, thank you, Mrs. White. We greatly appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What, the cat?
No, David.
Oh, did David say something?
Yes.
Okay. David's texting us privately. So you guys can't leave me. That's what he said. You guys can't leave me. He's a San Diego YouTuber as well. Yeah, we have no plans to move to Anaheim, but I mean, it's 3 hours without traffic. And today I hit traffic going up. The 5 was closed.
You said there was like a big accident.
There was a big accident, so it took me about 2 hours to get up there this morning. Luckily, an hour and a half on the way back. So 3.5 hours of driving for my visit. So what I do when I go is I make the most of it. And I filmed just 2 videos today. I have one still from the previous time that we filmed that's waiting in the wings. That'll be coming out soon. And then I filmed 2 today. And so that's Tuesday. Well, Tuesday? No, I think Wednesday, Friday, and next Monday. Those are the 3 videos I'm going to put out. Then I'll be going to Disneyland again next Tuesday. And I'll get footage for Wednesday and Friday. So that's kind of how I do it. I film multiple videos per visit to Disneyland.
Mrs. White joined. So
yes, I did say
okay.
say thank you to Mrs. White for becoming a member.
Distracted by the cat.
Distracted by the cat. A couple of people asking if we are going back to SeaWorld. So SeaWorld, let's just talk about SeaWorld, and let's be real and upfront with you guys with SeaWorld. We used to love SeaWorld. Okay, we used to love SeaWorld. But within the last...
Ever since COVID, really.
Well...
Since they brought back the all-day dining plan.
Within the last year...
Yeah.
It has just... It's kept going downhill for us to where it's not even fun for us to go anymore. So we just haven't been going as of late.
We'll go for Christmas.
I go for major things. So we put together a Halloween video, the start of the Halloween season. And we will put together a Christmas video, the start of the Christmas season, and any big major things that they do. So if they open new roller coasters, like for instance, this will go in the next video in 2 or 3 weeks. We'll be there in 2 or 3 weeks. Tidal Twister is being torn apart.
Surprise, surprise!
It is going bye-bye. And that if they put something else there, we'll absolutely definitely be going going again for that. So we still will be going to SeaWorld. It's just a lower priority for us because we don't have fun there anymore.
I mean, the rides are fun.
The rides, yeah.
The hard part is that a lot of times if we want to go somewhere on Saturday, we want to go somewhere longer than just like a couple hours. And if we go to SeaWorld now,
and the food is awful.
we usually just go to ride a couple rides and that's it. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and see if they improve.
Our kids love Legoland, so that's where we tend to go if we're not going to Disneyland. Like I said, this weekend we're going to Legoland, and then in 2 weeks, again, we're going to Legoland for the start of the Christmas season for them. So November 5th, and what's 2 weeks after that? 19th? The 5th and the 19th, we're going to Legoland. SeaWorld will be the following weekend. So here's something else we've learned with SeaWorld. What, is there a kid on the stairs?
No.
What? Oh, yeah, you should charge a 5% surcharge. David is texting us privately again. We don't like SeaWorld's 5% surcharge. That's another thing that that they did. But, sorry, one of our kids just came downstairs. So both of the kids came downstairs. So I'm slightly distracted with what I was saying. But yeah, suffice it to say that we will. I now remember what I was saying. We'll be going to SeaWorld, but it will be a week after the start of the Christmas season. Because every year we go on the first weekend, like nothing is running. Half of the stuff is closed. SeaWorld never has anything ready to go the first weekend, ever. Whether it's a food festival or a special seasonal time. That's just another thing that I guess has put me off from SeaWorld is that they announce that something is going to start and then nothing is ever ready. And it's just a bummer to me. But yeah, 5% surcharge. Okay, we'll talk about it since you asked. SeaWorld decided to hide a 5% surcharge to every purchase at SeaWorld. It is in very small print on every single sign, but instead of just raising their prices, which they did do that too, they also slapped this hidden 5% fee on you at checkout. So if you're spending $22 for a meal, which $22 is ridiculous for a meal at SeaWorld, the food is like half of the quality of Disneyland and $5 more expensive than the most expensive Disneyland quick service food. And then they tack on this 5% surcharge on top of that. So now you have to pay an extra $1 per meal because of the 5% surcharge. And that was a SeaWorld-wide thing, not just San Diego. That's SeaWorld San Antonio, and SeaWorld Orlando. It was a company-wide policy change. And I have let my opinion know about this 5% surcharge in every single video. And I can guarantee you SeaWorld watches my videos. I've been told by the president and the vice president and the media person that they watch every single one of my videos. And it's not something that SeaWorld San Diego itself is in charge of, but the 5% surcharge has not disappeared. And so my voice apparently doesn't make all that big of a difference, but I don't like the 5% surcharge. Is Sesame Place better than SeaWorld? Sesame Place is owned by SeaWorld, and so it's the same terrible food quality. In fact, one of our friends was just there this past weekend, and they said that the park was a mess and that it was in like sorry state. I haven't been back since the start of the season. I will be going again for the start of the season. I will be there for the start of the water park season again in March. We do that every year too, start of the water park seasons in the different places. And so yeah, that'll be the next time I go to Sesame Place, honestly. Am I in National City or Lakeside? We live in El Cajon. That's the city that we live in. And so we've actually bumped into quite a few viewers just locally here. At Target, we've run into several viewers at Target and at Costco locally. So it's always great to meet you, even if you're not in the park. We love to meet you. And so meeting people is one of our favorite things to do. I met some folks from Maui today in the park at Disneyland, and we got to chatting for a bit. And this was their first day of 3 days at Disneyland. And every time I meet somebody from Hawaii in the parks, I just want to go back to Hawaii. What's up, James? Oh, you want to come say hi? Come here. Come poke your head in and say hi. Marley says they're going to be at Disney on the 14th for the first time in over 10 years. Welcome back to the Disneyland Resort. So glad to have you back. I hope you have an awesome and magical vacation. Everything that we've been saying so far about Christmas at Disneyland is just, I hope that you're able to enjoy it all. If you love parades, the Christmas Fantasy Parade is definitely not one to be missed. I look forward to it every year, and we very rarely watch parades. But I love Austin. Good to see you. James has already disappeared, but James, Austin says hi. I let him know he could hear me. And CKLO says hi too. He loves him to hear you guys. Say hello to him. So he wanted to come by and focus it in the stream right before they're going to bed now. I think. Well, they're gonna read for a bit in bed, I think, and then they'll be headed to bed. But CKLO says we're sad we didn't see you guys during our trip. Yeah, unfortunately it happens. Not everybody runs into us. We do see a lot of people a lot of times, but it's a big park, and even if we're there the same days, sometimes we don't get to see people, but that's okay. Maybe next time. I probably should start publishing the schedule as like a community post, just so you guys can be aware of our schedule. I already told you that I'll be there November 7th. The whole family will be there November 12th. And then the whole family will be there again on November 20th and December 3rd. And December 14th and 15th. I don't know if I will go myself between the 3rd and the 14th, probably, because that's 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, and I'll need to get some more footage. But that's our schedule verbally of when we will be going over the next couple of weeks here. Thank you, Erica, for joining. Greatly appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's definitely awesome that several of you are embracing the membership, so thank you. That really does help us out. And as the membership continues to grow, we'll hopefully do some more and exciting things here on the channel. So thank you guys.
We'll try to probably do these live streams a little bit more frequently.
We will definitely try to do the live streams more frequently. We used to do them every week. And like I said, life just kind of got busy, so we haven't done one in almost 6 months. But so what's happening here is we're getting into the slower season for us. And once we hit January, oh man.
We're gonna be really busy.
So what happens in January is a brand new year, and I start putting out guides. I start pumping out guides like crazy. There will be guides for everything. We've got food guides and ride guides, and things have happened. Tons of things have changed in a year. So these new guides are going to have new information, especially for Disneyland. I have been planning my Disneyland 2024 food guide for the last calendar year. I have been eating at every single restaurant that I don't have footage for, getting footage of various foods so that I can show you guys what all the food looks like. And we've just been accumulating so much so that when 2024 hits, we can start pumping out these vacation planning guides for 2024 so you can be aware of all the new changes that have happened since the last time we put out those guides last year. And I put out so many guides in January that it's just like we're doing 3 videos a week right now. It'll be up to 5 videos. Monday through Friday, there will be daily videos on the weekdays once 2024 hits. You think? Yeah. That's just how much content I have to pump out at the beginning of the year.
Why is James singing upstairs in the background?
I don't know. Have I tried the Berea ramen at DCA? No, not yet. Actually, the only thing that I've tried at the new menu at Lucky Fortune is I'm trying to remember what it's called.
The udon,
it's a yaki udon or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's got a nice yakagori. I don't know. It's got a nice spicy chicken on top of udon noodles. Is the only thing I've had there.
I want to try the ramen. The only problem is the last 3 times I've gone up, we've either been doing a different food video, so we haven't been over there to eat, or it's been so hot that the last thing I've wanted to do is eat hot soup. So as the weather cools down, if they still have it, I will probably try to order the ramen at some point.
So I want to answer Emily's question next, which is, are the parks busier when Lunar New Year Festival's on? But before I do that, I quickly want to answer Taylor, who asked if the magic ever fades going up to Disneyland so much. No, I don't think so. I was there again today, and I just watched the video this week. I rode Space Mountain again today. It's been closed for a month and a half, and I hope you can just see the genuine joy on my face at having ridden Space Mountain again for the first time in a month and a half. I love Disneyland.
I was gonna say though, when you go up a lot by yourself, you usually don't ride anything. So like honestly, like for riding stuff, that only typically happens
when the
you
family
go with
goes.
all
yeah.
of us. So it's not like you're riding every ride, every single time you go up every week.
But like I got a boys and apple freeze today. And I love the boys and apple freeze. And so Disney food is always magic for me
You didn't bring
too.
anything back today.
I didn't bring anything back
Should've
today.
brought back Halloween cookie because now they're going bye-bye.
So the question about Lunar New Year.
DCA will be busier.
Yes, DCA. Disneyland not so much, but DCA, and it's sometimes just the illusion of being busier because the food booths take up a lot of room. And so what it does is all the lines for the food booths are in the main walking areas. So it condenses the walking areas down into a small path. So everybody is condensed down and it feels more crowded. And the food booths themselves will be crowded, but the park itself, like the ride lines, I don't think will be too terrible.
If you have more than one day though, and you're going during Lunar New Year, start in Disneyland one day and start in DCA one day. And whatever day you start in DCA, order your food from the food booths as soon as they open. And then just keep your receipt because they'll let you, when it's not busy, order from one food booth and then just go pick it up later. Whereas, when it gets really crowded later on in the day, they usually start switching it back over to you have to get into each individual line to order. And for whatever reason, Festival of the Holidays, Food and Wine, and Lunar New Year, I guess those are the main food festivals, but they've been getting really, really long lines by the middle, end of the day.
The most popular food festival is Food and Wine.
Food and Wine.
Because it's also in the middle of spring break. So Food and Wine is March and April, and it's definitely the one that gets the busiest lines. Lunar New Year is probably
pretty busy.
Do you think it's busier than Festival of the Holidays?
It was this last year. We were shocked because typically it hasn't been, but this last year we're like, wow, everyone's going crazy for Chinese food because it was
good
packed.
food.
It was good.
It was good.
So maybe it's because they upped their game last year on the food quality. But
the spicy dan dan noodles.
Yeah.
If they have those again.
Yeah.
The
but
spicy
the
dan-dan
lines
noodles.
last year for Lunar, we were shocked because we were like, whoa.
But Festival of the Holidays is coming up first, and I want them to bring back my Thanksgiving mac and cheese, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
stuffing mac and cheese. Oh, it's usually in the favorite things booth, and I'm hoping they bring it back because I love the stuffing mac and cheese. It's something that I look forward to every year.
Phil asked if we'd ever consider doing a meet and greet when we're in Disney World.
So one thing we've never done is actually do an arranged meet and greet time for Disneyland or Walt Disney World, but it's not something that I would ever say no to. I can consider it. It's just let me think about it. I can't give you an answer right here. Figure out how I want to arrange that best. But yeah, we will be there. The dates. Let me get the dates for you, just so that you can be aware.
May 15th. Something.
We're leaving on the 16th of May. Our first park day is the 17th of May, and then we're leaving for home on the 25th of May. So we're 4 days at Disney World. Then we're doing 2 days at Universal, and we're coming back for 2.5 days at Disney World before we come home. So it's a total of 6.5 days at the Disney World parks. And one of them we might be able to arrange a meeting time. Hey, we're gonna hang out in this area on this particular day. If you want to come by, come there. At the conclusion of the time, we're gonna go on with our day because it is our vacation. And so, especially anytime I'm with my kids don't generally tolerate channel-related things. unless the filming involves whatever they're doing. But they just love to go rides. Like, that's all they want to do. I just want to go ride. I want to ride rides. So usually when I film like walkthroughs around the park or I do crowd updates, my family might be with me, but you never see them in the video because the kids don't like just following me around the park.
Or they start getting tired of walking.
Or they're getting tired
up.
of walking. So Amy will usually like go take them to ride rides or something like that. But I don't see why we couldn't have, you know, a meetup sometime. I might even just do it at our hotel. You know, who knows? I'd have to work out those details. You know, say, hey, we're going to hang out at the main center of our hotel, just like getting a bite to eat or something.
Yeah, we'll look. Because, like,
yeah.
especially if, like, our hotel or even one of the ones nearby has, like, a playground or something, we could possibly do something then, because then the kids can literally like
just play
in the background and we won't have to worry about or what are they doing.
It's something we can consider though.
Yeah.
I
think Rick.
Rick, thank you again for the super chat. I heard there is a roach problem at DCA. Is this true?
I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen any either. So if they have a roach problem, it's not something I've ever noticed as a guest walking around the park. Like, I don't see them skittering across the ground or anything. The hotels, you know, maybe Paradise Pier, I would hope not, because it's in the middle of renovations. Like, they should be taking care of that. But I've never seen any roaches.
But it is California. There are roaches here.
Yes.
Like, they do exist. So
they do.
I mean, I can't guarantee you aren't going to see any wildlife. Yeah, I know. I was laughing. I was very hello.
Autumn says, Trevor is Big Red, your bestie. And then David says, yeah, Trevor is he. Honestly, like, so let's just be real with you guys again. I don't honestly have a whole lot of friends. I'm a pretty introverted, like, if I were to be by myself at home all day and never saw another soul, you know, I would be totally fine reading books and playing video games and what have you. Like, that's just my personality. Amy, on the other hand, anytime there's a social event, she's like going to it or hanging out or whatever. You know, I got to get together with friends. I don't have that many friends. And David is one of the people who I honestly hang out with the most. Really, we only hang out at theme parks, though. We've never actually gotten together outside of theme parks except once.
Baseball game.
We went to a baseball game, and the Padres lost, and David stopped inviting me.
Yeah, it does happen that most of the time we watch, they lose. But yeah, no comment on that.
But I really don't have that many friends. I've got a couple at church that I hang out with, and David. And really, like, as far as my San Diego friends, those are my friends. So yes, I would say that David's one of my best friends, especially in the San Diego area here.
Jeff, what did you say earlier? Because I think we did miss your
comment. I missed your comment earlier. That I love that so many people are hanging out and participating in the live streams, but that does mean that sometimes we miss your comments.
Christmas decor is kind of already going up. Like, the official start of Christmas is November 10th, right? But Trevor today was like, everywhere but Main Street is already decorated for Christmas.
Yes.
He's like, Halloween isn't even over.
Yes.
And all the, like, most of the restaurants had Christmas stuff up.
Everywhere in the park, mostly everywhere in the park is already decorated for Christmas with the exception of Main Street and the Hub. The castle has already got snow on it. The thumbnail picture for this live stream has the snow on it, and that's not last year's picture. That's today. I took that picture today. So there's snow on the castle. There's wreaths and garland up in Frontierland and Critter Country, and like it's all over the place. Yeah, it used to be that Halloween was up until October 31st. And on November 1st, you could guarantee all of the decorations would be up. They would have this massive transformation. You could watch a documentary online about it. They had this massive transformation from October 31st to November 1st.
That was Disney World.
It was here. It was here.
Was it here too?
It was here.
Oh. And now I guess they must not have enough people on.
Ever since COVID.
Crew.
Yeah. Ever since COVID, they've been doing a slow transformation.
But this is, I think, the earliest they've ever put stuff up.
They've never put up Christmas before Halloween.
Stuff before Halloween.
No.
Because people last week were commenting how there was already snow on the castle and the pumpkin's up. They're like, pumpkin, Snow.
So Jeff posted his question again. In May, are you going back to Whispering Canyon?
Yes. We just rewatched that video the other day. James is like, did James just yell ketchup?
I think he might have. James is still listening to us on the live stream.
I'm pretty sure he just yelled ketchup from the top of the stairs.
we will be going back to Whispering Canyon. Why? So, you know, it is fun. It is fun. But it's affordable. That's the bottom line for us. It is affordable. It's like $35 for all you can eat. I mean, most of the buffets there, all you can eat, are 60 plus. So that is the cheapest all you can eat location.
And even if it wasn't all you can eat, they still have like a regular a la carte menu there too, which is affordable. And the antics, I mean, James was just cracking up watching our recap.
He's still saying it. He's still saying it upstairs. We
James, go to bed.
Deadeye Joe says, just started watching your content while prepping for our Thanksgiving weekend trip. Awesome. So glad to hear that. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Again, we appreciate every single one of you. So I can't say how much we do, because without you, I couldn't be doing this. You guys make it so that I can share my love of Disney planning with you all. Any suggestions for going during a busy time? We bought Genie Plus. That's the biggest suggestion.
And mobile order food.
Oh yeah, mobile order food, especially those gingerbread cookies we were talking about earlier. Not sure if you were watching, Joe, whenever we were talking about that. But gingerbread cookies from Jolly Holiday Bakery are awesome.
If they're on mobile order. They sometimes are, sometimes aren't.
What you need to do to check is at 7 a.m. mobile order becomes available. See if you can mobile order the gingerbread cookie at 7 a.m. If you can, do it, because it'll sell out.
And if you want to go to Tiana's at all, do that at 7 a.m. Like between 7 and 8 a.m.
Honestly,
it depends on the day. If you're going on a weekend, do it early.
Reservations for Tiana's have been lasting several hours, but like by 10 or 11 in the morning, they're gone for the entire day. But it's not like you have to do it between like 7 a.m. and 7:05, and if you miss it, you know, like you've lost your opportunity. But definitely coming during a busier weekend, they might go faster than they have been lately. So I would still recommend, if you want to go to Tiana's Palace, to try to mobile order your time sometime before 8 a.m. Just to make sure that you're going to be able to get that mobile order. Will you be doing Knott's Berry Farm anytime soon? So we don't have Knott's passes, and we have gone. We just haven't in a while. We'll probably put it on the rotation for 2024. We'll go back again. It's been a while since we've been there. I think we'll go again. Another place we want to go again is Great Wolf Lodge. The last time we went there was last October. So the Anaheim one in specific. So I think that at the beginning of the year, we'll try to do another Great Wolf Lodge trip. What we find out is our kids have a lot of random days off of school here or there, and we might use one of those days to go to Great Wolf. But we usually wait for them to have a special deal. They usually have their normal price is like $400 a night. But sometimes they have special deals where we can go for like $250 a night, and that gets you the water park and the hotel stay. So like it's an awesome deal. I mean, it comes down to like $60 a person for the water park and the hotel. So if we can see one of those like springtime deals, we'll probably go again to Great Wolf at least. And Knott's, I'm sure we'll squeeze a Knott's trip in there. We usually like to go for the Boysenberry Festival.
The problem is it's spring break and it's
so busy.
Crowded.
It's so busy during Boysenberry Festival, so it is a hard one. The Darth by Chocolate was delicious. Yes, I love the Darth by Chocolate. It is one of my favorite snacks that it comes and it goes. I don't know what season it's for, but it comes and it goes.
I was about to say, it's very random whenever they bring it back.
Good night, Jeff. Thank you for hanging out. I'm so glad you were able to make it. You had told me when we announced the time that you weren't going to be able to make Monday, and I'm so glad you were able to make it. So good to see you again. Good to see everybody who used to hang out with us on our streams before. So great seeing you again. Brooke says, Rise of the Resistance is the #1 ride I want to ride, but I keep hearing not to rope drop that. I'm not sure what to do.
Go at 9.
So, yeah, I have done a lot of research on this. And 9 times out of 10, Rise of the Resistance's line at 9 a.m. is better than rope drop. And the only time that it's not is when it's broken at rope drop, because then there's all these lightning lanes that are have to get. So anytime a ride breaks, there's a pile up of lightning lanes that didn't get to go. And then Disney hyper prioritizes the lightning lanes. So this is what we had with the problem with Radiator Springs Racers when we went this past time.
It was moving amazingly well in the standby
until
it broke down.
In 20 minutes, we got through 3/4 of the ride queue. In 20 minutes. And then it took us 55 minutes to go the last quarter because the ride broke for 10 minutes, and then 45 minutes actually to make the last quarter, because they started, instead of taking an even 50-50 split, they started taking like 20 lightning laners for every 2 standby groups that they would take. And so we were just watching lightning lane after lightning lane after lightning lane go by.
End, when we were starting to get closer, they were starting to switch back to the other.
Yeah.
But
and it's only whenever a ride breaks down, and then they have to start pushing the lightning lanes through faster.
And that's what happens with like rides like Indiana Jones, because it breaks a lot. Rise of the Resistance, because it breaks a lot. Big Thunder, that can happen, but honestly, Big Thunder, we found that the standby line, even though it can look really long, doesn't get too bad, because that ride has like one of the fastest like high capacity loadings of a lot of rides. Yes, you can come get your giraffe. Benjamin, why are you still up? Go to bed. No, you are not getting more water. Go to bed.
Benjamin loves to pull the I'm thirsty trick when he doesn't want to go to bed.
Until his brother goes to bed.
Until his brother goes to bed. Thank you, Disney Pop Pop, for the $10 for churros. Our kids will greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
They love churros. So thank you so much. Is there a nice restaurant you recommend to have a sit-down meal for Christmas? We'll be there the 24th and 25th. Storytellers is always my go-to when people say they want like a nice meal. It's in a hotel, so it's not like one of the park restaurants. The park restaurants are good too, but I just feel like the hotel restaurants just have this more relaxing sort of feel to them.
However, I mean, if you want something in the parks, our favorite in Disneyland's are either Cafe Orleans or even Carnation Cafe can have a very like nice feel to it.
They have good food. Carnation Cafe feels cramped. That's the only thing.
If you're outside, it's a little bit better. The only downside is because you're outside, you can sometimes freeze.
Everyone always says, if you look on Facebook and planning groups and things, I always see people say Blue Bayou, Blue Bayou, Blue Bayou, Blue Bayou. And honestly, if you're not ordering the $60 prime steak or prime rib or whatever it is,
it's not that great.
The food isn't that great. It's overpriced. It's not that great. The best thing about Blue Bayou is the atmosphere. I do love the atmosphere. Getting to sit and watch the Pirates of the Caribbean boats go by while you're eating, it is worth the atmosphere in a sense, but the food just isn't that great.
Bigger, it said Napa Rose. We've never actually gone to Napa Rose because it's just that little bit more pricey. I mean, it's probably barely much more actually than Storytellers, but
he says $40 to $50. Yeah,
Storytellers is I think around like $38. I think. I mean, it's been a while since we've gone, but it's a buffet, so you know you can get whatever you want. They also have a few things at Storytellers, at least last time we went, that weren't in the buffet, but you could ask for, like their corn chowder.
Christian asked, what was our time like living in Australia?
Cold.
Cold.
We skipped summer.
It wasn't quite a full year. It was like 9 months, and we arrived in February. So, I mean, it was blazing hot in February.
It was hot then.
It was blazing hot. And the place that we were, so one thing we had to get used to, I don't know if this is like Australia in general or just the place that we stayed, but it didn't have air conditioning. And so we had to just deal with fans. And it was hot. It was very hot in February.
But then it suddenly got cold.
But we lived in Wollongong. We were there. We were helping out a church in the area, And so we're working with them for, like I said, about 8 to 9 months. And we arrived in February, and it was pretty hot. But we were there through most of your winter and spring. And we had a good time. Like I said, we lived in Wollongong. We did go up to Sydney quite a few times. Went to the Taronga Zoo.
Great zoo, by the way.
Yes, love the Taronga Zoo. We went up for the Vivid. Love Vivid in Sydney. So we got to enjoy that a bit while we were there as well. Otherwise, we were mostly working. Like I said, we were working with a church that was there. Amy was working in a lot of the public schools, helping out the church with the different things that they did in the public schools, with the scriptures classes that they do. And so that was our time in Australia. We loved it. We love Australia. I am still desperately looking for somewhere to make me some beef sausages. I need beef sausages,
You need a sausage sizzle.
there are no beef sausages here. We have pork. We have Italian sausages. We have breakfast sausages.
We have bratwurst.
We have bratwurst.
They're not the same.
But we don't have just beef sausages. And I miss me some fish and chips too. And good Aussie chips with chicken salt. Now, thankfully, we have chicken
We
salt.
have some chicken salt. We have a lot of chicken
We
salt.
have like three things of Master Foods chicken salt. We always put them on our popcorn. That's the number one thing we put them on. Occasionally, we'll put them on fries if we make some fries or chips for the Aussies. But
there's something about a sausage sizzle.
yes. Especially grilled onions on
Piece of bread,
Yep,
sausage,
piece of bread.
grilled onions, tomato sauce. See, we're making ourselves hungry.
Yeah, I know. Could you ask a butcher to make them? That's a great question.
Probably, but I don't know of a good butcher.
It's the one thing we haven't tried yet, is going to a butcher. I've checked like every grocery store though, and none of them ever have it. The closest thing that we can get is the Shakespeare restaurant and store in downtown San Diego sells English bangers, and they're not the same,
But they're pretty good.
but they are pretty good. It's like going to Three Broomsticks in Universal. You can get some.
Really, Big Red?
some
You like
bangers.
Vegemite? Someone asked Vegemite, yay or nay? Nay.
Cheesy Vegemite.
Yeah, the
Che-
cheesy kind was
cheesy
okay. And it was tolerable if you had a slice of bread, butter, Vegemite, and cheese on top, like cheese slice on top. Then it was tolerable. But just plain Vegemite sandwich, no.
Fairy bread. What
No.
about fairy bread?
I like fairy bread, but who's not gonna like bread with butter and sprinkles? I mean, seriously, like most unhealthy thing ever, but it was good.
Is the MagicBand Plus worth getting? I think so. I love my MagicBand though. So today I actually put a little comment about MagicBand in the video for today that I filmed today, because when I was going into DCA, I saw one guy with his phone and he was like swipe, scan, swipe, scan, swipe, scan, swipe, scan, swipe. Do I need to keep going on? He was like, because he had a big group and it's just like constantly swiping. I just lifted my wrist, ding, bling, okay, I'm in. Like it was so much quicker because it was just on my wrist and they can just scan it and just walk right in. And I noticed this, the Magic Bands have a special tone.
Oh, really?
When you scan in, there's a special tone for Magic Bands that is different from what you scan on the phone.
Band?
I mean, maybe it was just my band, because I had this. I was using the special Magic band as opposed to like any other band.
We'll have to listen
But
and maybe take 2 different bands.
yeah, we'll take 2 different
And then
bands
I'm
next time.
curious what our bands will do in Disney World, because Disney World, you got the spinning little Mickey circle, and different bands will do different colors
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But I think it's worth getting. So what does it do at Disneyland? I mean, you can watch my video. Just like search my channel for MagicBand Plus. You can watch the whole video for the full explanation. But it lights up on different rides. Like Haunted Mansion's my favorite one. It pulses with a heartbeat when you're getting off the ride to prove that you're still alive. I think that is so totally immersive. I just love it. There are exclusive games that you can only play with the MagicBand Plus. The Bounty Hunter and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge requires the MagicBand, because it's kind of like a hot and cold situation. Your band will like pulse faster and faster the closer you get to the location that you're supposed to find. And it also lights up for World of Color 1. It did with Rogers, with the Phantasmic, with the when it comes back. Hopefully it comes back with a fireworks show. It pulses in time. The lights match with the color of the fireworks, and it's really fun. I mean, I think it's worth it.
To answer your questions, Marcus, I mean, if you buy it before you visit the park, then you'll have it to enter the park. However, you can use your phone or ticket to get into the park and then buy one, and then you have it for the rest of the day. So you don't have to have it to get into the park.
So one caveat on that is that, like, if you do buy one of the park ones,
they're only partly charged.
They're only like a quarter of the way charged. You can always charge it, like if you bring something to charge your phone. We used that to charge our MagicBands the first time we bought them. But you can also buy them at Downtown Disney. So if you show up like the day before, you can go to Downtown Disney, go in the World of Disney, and they have a huge selection at World of Disney. Buy your MagicBand, take it back to your room. That way you can get it synced, get your ticket attached to it, charge it overnight, and then you can take it in the next day.
Yeah, or buy it online.
Or buy it online. That's another option.
And then Pandora, for popping off, the kid we're usually okay, and James is usually okay about keeping his on. Benjamin, no. So we bought little MagicBand saver things on Amazon. I don't even know where our extras went. We need to find them. But they just slide onto the MagicBand and hold it together. Because Benjamin will knock his off, and it has happened a few times. So if you Google MagicBand protectors, you can find them. Are you putting the link?
I'm dropping the link in the chat right now.
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon. That's what we recommend. Because if you're worried about kids especially, or even yourselves knocking them off, you can get these little silicone things. Where did ours go, though?
I don't know. Well, we only needed it for Benjamin, so it comes with 8 of them, but it works just fine for him. I've never had it. So the only time my MagicBand has popped off outside of, not outside of it. The only time it's ever popped off is when Benjamin knocked it off.
I was about to say, and the only time mine's popped off is if I accidentally went like this, but I knew it popped off.
Benjamin has to get picked up, and then when I'm putting him down, the dragging of his shirt on my wrist will sometimes pop it off. But it never actually falls off on rides. It never falls off if I'm not touching it or anything like that. I've never had any issues with it.
Do you want to re-announce our announcement since it's been a whole nother
Yeah, I can in a minute. Is it worth getting a MagicBand for a 3-day trip? So that's the question. I mean, yeah. I would say so.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Especially if you're planning on getting Genie Plus, it's a lot easier to scan a MagicBand than it is to scan your phone.
If you are getting Genie Plus for 3 days, I would definitely get the MagicBand for 3 days. And the good thing is that it's useful. Like, you can bring it next time. You can take it to Walt Disney World. You can take it to Aulani. You can take it on a cruise. I don't know if the cruise is active yet, but the cruise is supposed to be getting.
The cruise is coming soon.
The cruise is supposed to be getting activity as well. The same MagicBand is useful in all those places, provided it's a MagicBand Plus. Now, if you have a MagicBand 2 from Walt Disney World, that's the one without the little lights and things, that will not work at Disneyland. But the MagicBand Plus works at all of the Disney properties, and so I like it. Amy just brought up a good thing. Since it's been an hour since I mentioned this, maybe we have some different people that are here in watching the live stream than were here last time. But we recently launched memberships here on the channel, and it's kind of like Patreon. If you have seen some YouTubers have a Patreon, but it's all on YouTube's platform. So it's not anything separate. You don't have to worry about signing up for something else. If you want a way to support the channel, outside of hitting the like button and commenting, we encourage you to sign up for memberships here on the channel. It's just $5 a month, cheaper than a coffee a month. You can support the channel and say thank you for the help that you've received. It will help us out a lot, and as we get more members, we hope to do some more things here on the channel, maybe some more live streams and that sort of thing. I'm going to drop a link in the chat to go and join. It should hopefully bring you up to like a join screen if you click that. But what you'll get is a membership badge, so that everyone and me can see that you're a member. And YouTube will make sure that they absolutely show me your comments, so you get priority replies to comments, because as the channel gets larger, we have more and more comments, and I try to respond to everybody. I really do. I try to respond to every comment, but sometimes I just don't even get notifications anymore. If I get 10 comments at once, YouTube is only going to choose to send a notification about 1 or 2 of those, because they don't want to inundate me with notifications. So just joining as a member is a way to make sure that your comments definitely get seen. There's also going to be exclusive emojis that you can use. They're Disney food related. I've got a churro, a bread bowl, a Dole Whip, a macaroon. I don't remember all the emojis that I put on there, but we've got some exclusive emojis that you guys can use if you join up as a member. There'll be exclusive member community posts, and you'll be able to help us decide what content that we put here on the channel. We'll have polls in the community posts for members only, that you'll be able to vote on which like types of videos you want me to prioritize. I'll give you like a list of choices, and based on what you guys say, I'll make sure that I prioritize certain videos to get those out and that sort of thing. So and that's just a start. Hopefully we can do some more member exclusive things as they go along, but consider joining the membership. There'll be a link in all of the recent videos from here on out. Down in the description of the videos, there'll be a link to join the membership as well. And so finding the join button is a bit difficult. I found it on the desktop, but I couldn't find it on my mobile phone. So the link is going to be the way if you want to join as a member. But we definitely appreciate each and every one of you. That free way to still support the channel is to, again, always hit that like button when you're watching a video.
Like you can right now.
Yep, like you can right now. And to leave a comment on videos as you see them. So the engagement, the likes, and the comments just tell YouTube that you are finding the video helpful, and that other people might as well. So it will show these videos to people who haven't ever seen our videos before. So the more of you that push the like button, the more that can happen. The channel will grow, and we'll be able to help more people. And so we greatly appreciate that. Tholsu, good to see you. I don't know if you've just joined recently, or if you've been here a while and I just haven't seen your comments, but good to see you back in the chat, Tholsu. He says, I have the Inspire key and I never bought a MagicBand. Yeah, that's a valid option too, just using your phone.
It can work. We bought ones just because, we know we're going up to Disney World a lot, and when we go to Disney World, we usually have Genie Plus most of the days. Not always all of them, but it's a lot easier to scan into lightning lanes with a MagicBand than it is to pull your phone out. I still love my MagicBand. Yeah. Even on a visit like today, I was only physically in the park for 4 hours today, and I loved having my MagicBand while I was there. Price increases. Yes, price increases. Tholsu brought up that thankfully, actually, the Inspire, the highest level pass, only increased $50. The Amy's Pass level, the Believe Key, went up $150. Thankfully, we renewed right before it did.
Prices went up across the board except for Tier 0 tickets. That's the only price point that stayed the same. It's $104. It's only valid for one-day tickets. Once you do a multi-day ticket, it becomes like an average of the highest tier and the lowest tier, and it's more expensive. It's actually cheaper. If you're going to Tier 0 days, it's actually cheaper to book 2 separate tickets. Did you say that messed up, though? Like, for somebody? It can, because what happens is you essentially have to go through the, I just got here process all over again the next day. They have to take your photo and that sort of thing. Plus, you can mix up the reservations or forget which ticket it has, but it's technically cheaper. And right now, there's no Magic Keys available for sale. Yeah, they're not selling Magic Keys right now. And no, we do not know when they will announce them for being on sale before. We get that question a lot. Who knows? Disney will just randomly be like, oh, look, they're for sale. Marco asks, what is the best place to eat in the park while on a first date? Jolly Holiday? No. Quick service, maybe. Yeah, I know. I'm just... probably the same places that we said before. Cafe Orleans or Carnation Cafe is a nice sit-down meal to have. If you want a really fancy one,
I would go probably go to Napa Rose.
He asked in the park.
Oh, in the parks.
In the park.
Yeah, probably Cafe Orleans.
Cafe Orleans.
I mean,
is a good
Blue
one.
Bayou is very nice atmosphere. It's just if you want great food, then nah.
Yeah.
But that's why Cafe Orleans is kind of like the best of. It's in between.
But I mean, assuming that you're spending the whole day, you probably won't eat sit down both meals, and so quick service options, Jolly Holiday is actually pretty good. It's one of the best places to eat in the entire park. The other one I feel is a bit controversial, but I think that Docking Bay 7 has some of the best food in the park. But it's
the atmosphere in there.
Yeah, the atmosphere is not that great.
If you want nicer atmosphere and more quiet, I would probably say like Rancho.
Rancho's good. Good Mexican place, good food, and a nice.
There's some like
nice
covered tables that are under little awnings that are usually pretty quieter than some of the others.
David says if your date can't enjoy a corn dog or a rondo wrap, then you need another date. So I think it's okay to go cheap sometimes too. You're going to Disneyland. Now the big question is, are you paying for their Disneyland ticket? Because if you're paying for their Disneyland ticket, then you're already shelling out the big bucks. Like just enjoy the day together. I just go wherever you guys want to. I don't know that you necessarily need something big and fancy if you've already paid for her ticket. Now if you haven't paid for her ticket and she paid for her own ticket and you want to like splurge for a nice meal, then definitely you could do that. Jolly Holiday it is. There you go.
Jolly Holiday, get the grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh, yes. So I got the bulgogi beef today, which is the bulgogi beef sandwich is essentially the same as the Jolly Holiday combo, except for instead of cheese, it's got bulgogi beef, and instead of tomato soup, it is a corn chowder. And it's good, but it's not as good as the Jolly Holiday combo. I know it's just grilled cheese. I know it's just grilled cheese. But that tomato basil soup is like the best thing that Disneyland makes in the entire park. It is that good. My kids got the Jolly Holiday combo the other week, and I was just sitting there drinking their leftover soup. Like, it was that good.
You're like, oh, you're not going to finish that? Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I mean, Tijuana's is, but I don't think it's that bad, baby.
David didn't like it.
Their gumbo was decent.
I
know it's not authentic, but it still tasted good in my opinion.
I still think the mac and cheese is awesome.
I didn't even try the beignet from there, but I've heard it's terrible because they don't even put powdered sugar on it, unlike the ones from the McJulep bar. Now those ones are good.
Chris says, since Thanksgiving is blocked for most pass holders, do you think it will still be crazy busy that week?
We'll find out.
The same question was given to us about Veterans Day. And the answer that I gave to Veterans Day is the same here. It could go either way. It could be busier because pass holders being blocked out means that Disneyland is expecting higher crowds, or it could mean that Disneyland is just blocking out the pass holders so that their regular ticket guests can enjoy a better park day. In the example I gave was that in July, every single Saturday, the only key that was open was Inspire. The other 3 passes were blocked out. And I actually went on those days, and those days were some of the best days I've had in the entire past year. Like, they were just that good. And logic would say, well, if most pass holders are blocked out, then maybe it's going to be really busy. But no, I actually found just the opposite was true. That pass holders being blocked out meant that there weren't as many people in the park. And again, that goes back to Disneyland mostly being a pass holders park, mostly being a locals park. There are plenty of visitors and there are plenty of guests, but the pass holders definitely make up a larger percentage of the attendance at Disneyland than they do at a place like Disney World, where most of the attendants are vacationers. So when pass holders are blocked out, I find that it's better in the parks. That's just what I've seen.
For all of you commenting about the Berea grilled cheese, it is, yes, as Tiffany said, not available at Jolly Holiday anymore right now. The bulgogi grilled cheese replaced that.
Oh, the Berea was good. I mean, the bulgogi is good too, but the Berea was really good.
And also, I agree that the best soup is the corn chowder at Storytellers that you have to ask the server for. Love that soup.
Yeah. The Berea grilled cheese, yes. Oh, that Berea grilled cheese was very good. I'm missing the Berea grilled cheese. I wish they'd bring that back. Like I said, the bulgogi is good, but the Berea was better than the bulgogi. I still think the classic Jolly Holiday combo is a fair one. Just to give you guys a heads up, we have 15 minutes left. We're gonna wrap it up here. We've been going for just a little, well, almost 2 hours, and so 8 o'clock we're gonna put the cutoff and the live stream. So if you've got some questions, now's the time to ask them. As we get closer to 8 o'clock, we will be cutting off the stream. Did the cat come in the video
the cat
again?
Came in again.
Yeah, she's such a sweet kitty. She's also a very mischievous kitty.
She likes bread.
Yeah, and if we accidentally leave a loaf of bread on the counter, like, oh, we made a sandwich and then we forgot to put it away, within about 5 minutes, that there will be holes, teeth marks in the bag, all over the bread. Like, she's a stinker when it comes to that, but she's very sweet, very, very sweet.
We have another cat around here too somewhere, but we don't know where she is at the moment. She's probably hiding under the table.
Unrelated to your topic, can you please do a video on you going through off the page and the art gallery in Disneyland side?
You could probably do like walkthrough video, couldn't you?
Yeah. So I think I did go into there once before with the merch guide, and I'll be putting out a new merch guide at the beginning of 2024. So at the beginning of the year is when you can expect to see a video. It won't be in the same video, and it'll just be a part of a larger video. But definitely we'll have a Disneyland store video, a DCA store video, and a Downtown Disney store video where we walk through all the stores and we show you key items from each of those stores, general prices, and what you can expect to find in the store, as well as like an overall, just like quick look at the layout of the interior of the store. We'll be doing that as part of our guide series at the beginning of 2024. When we start pumping out all those new guides, food guides, ride guides, merch guides, and probably do a first-timers guide. I know I just did a first-time tips video. That was just kind of like, if you're in the planning phase, what are some things that you need to consider when you're planning a trip to Disneyland? But we'll do a first-timers guide. Like, now you're in the park. What are these things that you need to know? And we'll do a first-timers guide. We'll be redoing our Genie Plus video. Any new changes, things that have happened. We've got some new rides that are coming to Genie Plus. One that already has, one that will be coming shortly. So we'll definitely be sure to refresh all of those videos at the beginning of the year. What are your thoughts on Disney dining plan for Walt Disney World? January 9th, the Disney dining plan is coming back to Walt Disney World. I thought about making a special trip out to Walt Disney World on the 9th to make a video about it, but my last experiment doing Walt Disney World content here on this channel kind of failed. Wow. At least for the expense that it put for me to get all the way out there. I think I spent $2,000 on that trip between plane tickets, food, hotels, and park tickets. Just for me. It was just for me. It was an experiment to see if all the influx of new Disney followers and subscribers would be interested in Walt Disney World content. And it just did not perform as well as I'd wanted it to. So that going to Walt Disney World on the regular to add content here, and by regular I mean like 3 or 4 times a year, is just not going to be possible. So our once-a-year trip, and it may not even be once a year because we really want to go back to Aulani. I know we keep saying that, but I don't know that I'll be going back to Walt Disney World before we go in May. Probably won't be. But the dining plan, what are my thoughts on it? We won't be getting it. I can tell you that. I did it once. Actually, I did it twice. I did it on our honeymoon. We did the dining plan on our honeymoon. That was great because it just let us order what we wanted without having to think about it. But the entire trip, I was
trying to order the most expensive thing.
I was eating steak. Steak, because it was the most expensive thing on the menu, and I wanted to get my money's worth. That's what it came down to. And I just felt like I couldn't choose what I wanted, even though I could choose what I wanted, because I wanted to get my money's worth.
I was about to say, if you plan on doing a lot of buffets, then it might
Yeah.
be worth doing it. We always price out everything, like we go through. I mean, we don't know exactly what we're gonna order, obviously, before our trip, but we have a general idea of, well, I like this type of food, I don't really like this type of food, and we go through and we spreadsheet it all. Because I'm telling you guys, we crazy plans.
We love to plan.
And we calculate to see if we think the dining plan would be worth it. And most of the time, we save money by not getting it, because a lot of the times, depending on the food place, we'll sometimes split a meal and then split an appetizer instead of getting 2 entrees. And then we'll like get another snack like right when we're out when we leave the restaurant in Epcot. The only times it's really worth it is the other time we did buy it was right before James turned 3. So we didn't have to pay for him for food.
It wasn't so much that.
And we were doing buffets. Like we had 4 buffets on there.
The big thing was that it was a promo. We got the dining plan like book during this time, go during this time, and you'll get a free dining plan.
Oh, yeah.
So the dining plan was free, and that was the best time, because then I literally could get what I wanted, because I didn't feel like I was trying to eat my money's worth. And that was the best time that we got it, because it was a part of a free promo. Otherwise, I find the dining plan, the only person it's good for is the person who would rather prepay everything so that they can be like money-free, worry-free during the trip. You're going to spend more money. It's not like the most frugal way to go.
You still have to pay gratuities on everything, too.
Yeah, but at least it's a way that you can not think about, oh, this costs $35. I really wanted that steak, but it's $35. I'll just go with the $21 chicken. It's just a way for you to not have to worry.
We've also gone to the point now with our kids that a lot of places, instead of buying them kids meal, like a kids meal each, we actually just buy like one adult portion for them, and then they split it, which you can't do on the dining plan. So that's another reason why we usually just don't get it.
MJ asks, if you're trying to rope drop, how early should you arrive at the park if you're driving in? Well, I usually try to show up at the parking garage at about 7:30. That's my goal. Arrive at about 7:30. It'll usually take me about 5 to 10 minutes to get parked, so 7:40. Another 5 minutes to get through security, and then another 5 minutes to take the tram. And that gets me into the park at about 7:55 to 8 o'clock. And that means that I don't have to stand in a long rope drop line for 20, 30 minutes with nothing to do. Because remember, I have kids, and my kids get very antsy. I like to show up at either 7:55 or like 8:01. 8:01 is the best to me, because then I don't have to wait in any line at all. But if you want to actually like make sure you're towards the front of the rope drop line, I would suggest getting into the park no later than 7:40. So take my timeline and push it back 20 minutes, which means you'd want to arrive at like 7:10. The parking garage opens an hour before the park, so it opens at 7 o'clock. So you can get there as early as 7 o'clock if you want to.
You want to answer Kristen's
question. Where's Kristen's question?
There.
This one right here?
Yep.
I'm finally going back to Disneyland and Universal around mid to late January. Any tips surrounding that time of year? Thanks, you guys are the best. Mid to late January.
Prepare for rain.
Yeah, rain's a possibility. Cold's a possibility. Lunar New Year festival will be going on, so DCA will be a bit more crowded. Just plan for that. Disneyland should be fine. It's DCA that's going to be a bit more crowded because of the Lunar New Year festival. As far as Universal goes, I've never actually gone in January. I have been in March, July, and September so far. Those are the 3 months.
Someone said you should go for Christmas.
Yeah, I should go up for the point in the next 2 months. I should make another trip to Universal, I think. Otherwise, the rain and the cold are going to be the biggest things. Just bring an umbrella. Even if it's not on the forecast, bring an umbrella. Because we've checked the weather the night before. and then it started raining when we're there, and we didn't take umbrellas because we didn't think it would be raining. Usually that wouldn't be the case. Like this last was really odd. But then this upcoming year is supposed to be El Nino, so I don't think it's going to be any better. So just expect rain. Um, have you thought about taking a trip to Vegas? Yes, actually, multiple times we've considered a trip to
And
Vegas.
then we haven't.
We haven't. Uh, we've considered it and then we unconsidered it. So usually when we think about going to Vegas is spring break because Disneyland blocks us out passes. Now my pass is open, but Amy's Believe Key and the kids' Believe Key is blocked out. So the entire time they're off of school, except for the final day. The final day that they're off of school, we have the ability to go to Disneyland, and we usually do. It's a Monday. Last year it was April 10th. I don't know what it'll be this coming year because it all depends on where Easter falls.
I think this year it's like April 1st.
But it's the Monday after Easter. We can usually get into the park. And so we'll be going to Disneyland that day, but the week before we're blocked out and the kids are off of school. So usually we go to Arizona, like that's been our thing. Last year or 2 years ago, we went to the Phoenix Zoo. Last year we went to Great Wolf Lodge, and maybe this year we'll go to Vegas instead. I don't know. We usually go somewhere when the kids are off of school for spring break, but we haven't really made up our minds what we're doing yet for that. Is it better to go to Disneyland during spring break or summer break?
Summer.
All day summer. Avoid spring break.
Terrible.
Avoid spring break like the plague. Like just avoid
bad.
it. Here, I'm gonna go find a video. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. And let me see here if no, that's not it. Crowds. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna drop a video in the chat. You can watch it in 5 minutes when this chat ends. The link that I just dropped in the chat is the first hugely busy day at Disneyland. I showed up and was not expecting spring break crowds yet. It was about 5 days too early for spring break crowds, and they just suddenly appeared, and it was
insane.
it was insane. Yeah, it was just insane. So please, yeah, if you can avoid spring break, avoid it. I do not like those crowds. Do you also have videos for Universal tips and tricks with Universal? Well, we do have Universal videos. Let me grab the playlist. I don't have that many because it's further away. So I said that Disneyland's an hour and a half away. Universal is 2.5 hours away. So that's 5 hours of driving, which means I usually have to get a hotel if I am going to Universal, and the hotels up there are like $300 to $400 a night, so it's expensive for me to go to Universal. So I don't go like a crazy ton, but that doesn't mean I haven't gone. I have quite a few videos on Universal. I just have to find where here it is. Okay, I am now dropping Universal Studios playlist. Universal Studios playlist just got dropped into the chat as well. There's a couple of videos, a food guide, a rope drop strategy, a couple of day vlogs, and did I say ride guide? Yeah, no, I said food guide, ride guide, rope drop strategy, and a couple of vlogs. That's mostly all that's in there. Not any tips and tricks. If I go for Christmas time, I'll probably film a Christmas video and a tips and tricks video. And I'll probably also plan a trip for January so that I can do the guides for there too, like all the 2024 guides and restarting that. So you can expect to see a few more Universal Studios videos over the next like 3 months. And then hopefully in March, we're planning on, I know people were asking about SeaWorld earlier and we talked about it. I think we're going to drop our SeaWorld pass this next year and instead get a Universal pass. I'll still keep a SeaWorld pass for whenever they have events so I can go and cover those.
Yeah,
but I think I can use
us.
guest tickets to get my family in. But I think that we are going to drop the SeaWorld passes and instead pick up Universal passes. So you'll hopefully be able to start to see more Universal videos in 2024 too.
I just want Butterbear.
Jessica says, do you recommend eating at Hungry Bear? I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
It's good. It's gonna be. I mean, it's better burgers than like going to, I would say, like Galactic Grill. However, it's still your pretty basic like chicken sandwich or burger type place. So if you want something that's a little bit more unique than a burger, then I personally think there's other places in Disneyland that are better than Hungry Bear, but it's not bad. So like if I had to pick out of all the burger places to get burgers in Disneyland, I mean Hungry Bear would probably be my top one out of all of them, but it's not necessarily my top restaurant for Disneyland.
Chris just asked what I think about the lightsaber build. I am dropping another link in the chat because we're literally ending in 2 minutes. So all these links, guys, go ahead and watch these videos when we end the chat. I dropped a Savvy's Workshop video. You can see my full thoughts on there. I actually loved it. Mrs. White says, oh no, we have to go during spring break. Watch that video that I just dropped in the chat as well for spring break crowds. It's 11 tips to survive spring break. Like that video is going to be so necessary for
Genie
you.
Plus.
Genie Plus will be mandatory.
Rope
like
drop.
mandatory. Rope drop and park close will be mandatory. Taking breaks in the afternoon during the hottest part of the, well, it's March, it won't be that hot, but during the most crowded part of the day, you know, you're going to want to go back to the hotel during those days and that sort of thing. You can still have a good time. I'm not saying that, like, you know, you're going to be miserable at spring break. But if you have to choose between spring and summer, summer is way better. Way, way, way better. Because, this is the primary reason, the 2 lowest level of passes are blocked out the entire summer. And that just means less people in the parks. It does. So the summer's way better than spring break for sure. Anyhow, that's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it again in the nearish future. Don't forget to sign up for a membership. If you are interested in supporting the channel in a monetary fashion, it's just $5 a month. There are several benefits, and we will hopefully increase the benefits. And the more members that we get, the more likely that we can do these live streams. And because it becomes more of something that's like a benefit of having lots of members. I don't know. I haven't really thought through a whole lot of these things yet, but again, the membership perks are special membership badges, special emojis you can use, exclusive community posts only, priority reply to comments, and additionally, you get to help us choose our video content. That's just a start, and we'll hopefully have more membership perks as time goes on. We can brainstorm more on how to use memberships for you guys. So thanks so much again for hanging out with us, and don't forget to comment on the videos when you see them to let us know that you appreciated the live stream. You want to see another live stream, that sort of thing.
Is that one of your little emojis?
Yes, yeah, that's one of my emojis. Erica just used the Dole Whip emoji, so that's awesome.
See, you get to use a Dole Whip. Woohoo.
Dole Whip emoji, awesome. All right. Oh, I forgot. Also, during these live streams, because that's why I would do more live streams, you actually get a highlighted message. Like, you know how you see the people doing super chats and they get a highlighted message? Members actually get a free highlighted message that they're able to use. So that's another perk of memberships
like
as well.
Look like a super chat.
Yeah, once a month you get a free highlighted message.
Interesting.
So that's another cool benefit of memberships. But anyway, once again, thank you for supporting the channel with your views and your likes.
Oh, and hit one more like on the video. We're at 99. Hit one more like.
Amy wants to see.
Amy
wants to see 100 before we quit the live stream for tonight. But lots more content coming your way. There it is. There's 100.
Thank you,
and that'll be it for us. Have a good night, y'all, and we'll see you next time.